Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Review with Kaizen, where we pick a chapter from a book that we've decided to read and talk about what the chapter teaches us and what we learn from the chapter. Last week we had game night, which we used to do every once a month by the end of the month, and we had people that won.
Am I the only one? I can't seem to hear anything.
Yes, I think Lukman has a network issue. We should just give him a few minutes or few seconds. If he's not back, someone else will take charge. All right. All right. So while we're waiting for him, I think I can step in. Okay. So he was trying to introduce the weekly Kaizen book review session where we discuss one of the extract of our books. The book we are currently reading is Attitude, James Clear, um, Habits, what was it called? Sorry.
Atomic Habits.
Yes, Atomic Habit, apologies, and by James Clear. And we are reviewing a new chapter today, and one of the very interesting, and we are excited to see Adibwale repping very well and ready to take us through the book. He'll be taking us through the chapter for the week. I'll hand over the mic to Adibwale. He has about 15 to 20 minutes to take us through. And please, let's pay attention and also be ready to contribute and share from our wealth of experience. Adibwale, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you most graciously, Kazim. My name is Adibwale. It's my first time in the Kaizen Club community. I'm excited to be here. It's a distinct honor to review chapter 12 by the renowned author, James Clear. Atomic Habits, a book I love so much. I've read it and I'm willing to read it and read it all over again. So to get started, let me just ask, how many of us here have read the chapter 12 in particular, or just with a show of hands? A thumbs up, will do good. Thumbs up will do good. How many of us have read it? Thank you very much, Hilda. Thank you, Hilda. Only Hilda has read it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we are all here to learn. But I've read it. I actually took my time to peruse the book, especially chapter 12 yesterday. And chapter 12 is talking about the law of least effort. The law of least effort. Let me start with this powerful quote I noted from chapter 12, which says, human behavior follows the law of least effort. We naturally gravitate towards the option that requires least amount of work. How many of you agree with that statement? That quote is by the author himself, James Clear. How many of you agree with that statement? That as humans, we tend to gravitate towards the path of least resistance. Whether you agree or you don't agree, I put it to you that we definitely, as humans, are toward the path of least resistance. Like, who doesn't like the easy life, right? Who doesn't like the easy path, right? Most of us, we choose to order food instead of cooking, right? It's just innate as humans that you want to order food instead of picking. There's some books we have bought personally, but we've not even had the chance to go and read it. But you see us go on social media, on Instagram, We always like to go through that easy route, scrolling through our phones instead of reading book. And it's not our fault, right? Our brains are efficiency machines, right? They are efficiency machines. Something you just naturally you just like to gravitate towards that part. You just want to gravitate towards that part, and that is what James Clear unpacked in chapter 12, the law of least effort. And we shall be exploring that tonight, how we can make good habits easier, how we can turn that part of least resistance to take to an advantage, right? How we can take it as an advantage and design our environment to ensure that we align our habits on the path of least resistance, on the path of least effort. So before I go on, right, Ida, is there any, you said you have read the book, but I just want to, what in the book was outstanding? What stood out for you when you read the book? Would you want to share quickly before I proceed with the review?
Good evening.
Jolly good evening,
Everyone.
Ida.
Okay, so
You're
I
very
think
audible.
one of my key takeaways from this book is that from chapter 12 is that some of the habits we want to build, we try to make it look very, very complicated. But if we can move away from that complicated mindset and break it down into smaller pieces and look for a way to make it easy for us, it doesn't have to be so difficult. For instance, I've been reading Atomic Habits, and we've been reading Atomic Habits. So rather than conditioning my mind that I must finish this book before the end of the year, instead I've conditioned my mind that every week I must finish a chapter. So rather than looking at the big, complicated picture, I'm looking at the smaller, you get the smaller and the easier bits of this goal.
Thank you very kindly for sharing that nuggets with us. And I couldn't agree less. Our brain is wired to that part of least effort. We want to reduce friction as much as possible. Our brain wants to conserve energy. Energy is precious. So the brain is constantly looking for ways to that part of least effort. And a practical example is just like Ida said, you bought a book, you buy this Atomic Habits book, for instance, and I'm interested to know that some people bought the book and they never opened it. It's just lying pretty on their shelf. And you see them on social media handles, but adopting the law of least effort, if you decide to put that book, let's say beneath your pillow, or you put it in a place that it flashes in your face, you put it under your pillow before you sleep, and I actually bought this book with my hard-earned money and I need to read it. So that way you find out that you are reminded of the need to read the book. It's the same principle that applies when, let's say, in the beginning of the year, you set a goal for yourself. I need to be fit. I need to go to the gym. There's this energy at the beginning of the year. You see people enrolling for gym and, I need to burn certain calories this year, blah, blah, blah. So they pay that amount first 2 months. Adopting that law, right? What if you put your gym you pay for a gym in a place closer to maybe your place of work, right? Okay, let's say you stay at Antonio on the mainland, for instance, and you have your work at Victoria Highland, and you have this other gym somewhere, let's say maybe at Marina, and you have a gym at a place close to your work. You now opt to pay for the one at Marina, maybe because your friends are going there, you don't want to lose going to the gym with your friends. But you find out that maybe motivation gets you started, but that discipline that you need to actually get going is what we find lacking, most especially among we humans, right? And you find out that yes, you had subscribed for a gym, but now it's not you started well, but you find out that now you're no longer going to the gym because the location of the gym doesn't align with your travel or your your commute that you do daily. And that is what we see uh, regularly, practically with us, that what we choose to do sometimes we make it difficult. We not unconsciously, right? Not consciously, we make it difficult, and we see that we are not really achieving what we set to achieve because we do not take that into cognizance, right? Now, another thing I noted from the book is when we think as humans, success is all about willpower. But it's not just about willpower. There's this quote that says, yes, motivation can get you started, right? But it is discipline that will get you going. And it's more about your design power. How have you designed it? It's not the willpower. Willpower is motivation, right? People, yes, people, you can decide that, okay, I want to eat healthy, right? But you want to eat healthy, right? And you find out that you find yourself strolling along the path where they sell cookies, or you walk through the aisle. Let's say you go shopping and you know that this aisle is where they sell chocolates, cookies. There's a aisle where they sell fruits. But you just feel that, okay, let me just stroll past that path. And you find yourself unconsciously buying chocolates, cookies, those unhealthy junks that you don't want to, you set for yourself not to do. But if you follow the path of least resistance, right, you choose not to follow that high where you know that you have all these junks, and you choose to follow the path where they sell fruits. Unconsciously, you've made it difficult for yourself to seduce yourself, let me use that word, to buying chocolates, which could tempt you because you've actually walked through that aisle in the mall. So it's more about discipline and making, so it's applying the law to bad habits that you know that you don't want to do. You don't want to, you said to yourself, oh, I don't want to, I need to eat healthy, I don't want to be eating junks and all that. But you find yourself throwing that part because unconsciously you found yourself in that part. But let me put it out to you guys. What practically, given the examples I've given, what part of least, how have you applied that law of least effort in maybe for a good habit or for a bad habit, just in line with the examples I've given? I would love to hear from you, especially if you've read the book. I would also love to get your insights on this so that we make this as interactive as possible.
Maybe I should share my experience, Adibowale.
Thank you very kindly, Kazim. Go ahead,
Okay,
please.
so for me, one of the things I struggle with is going to the gym, right? I have my six pack. Don't think because I'm talking about this, I'm on Fatima or Robo. No, I'm not. But seriously, I struggle with weight. So, and I've been trying to do as much as I can to put myself in shape. But gym is always very difficult for me to do, despite that I have an organization that gave me free access to gym at some point. So I struggle a lot. But what I started doing was, number one was to have my gym kit in my car every blessed day, right? So I have my kit in my car, and I ensure that I have a routine for it. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the days I go to the gym, and I ensure that I go. One of also what I've done is also to enlist cooperation by getting people that I think we share the same value around that, and then pull them along to help me. But when I see that those people are not even doing what I want to do, I also do my self-motivation to encourage myself and make it easy. And once I started seeing the benefit of it, I started enjoying it, and then I feel motivated without even pushing. But now I'm also very lucky that in my organization, they also made it easy by putting it inside the building where we work. So with that, no excuse for me again. So basically, in terms of this effort, what I've been doing is I keep it close to myself. I'm also leveraging on the opportunity that my employer has given to me, and I'm enlisting cooperation from my colleagues that can motivate me. Thank you.
Wow. Please let's give him a good a resounding virtual applause for that perspicacious anecdote that he shared. Please let's give him. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very kindly. Thank you, Kazim, for that insightful perspective that you have shared. Can we have one more insight? I love your analogy of the gym. It's I can relate because I'm also a gym rat. I can relate. Can we have one more
Okay, so
perspective?
Shamsuddin is raising his hand.
Okay, Shamsuddin, please take it.
Okay, so
Take it
good
away.
evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Like in my own case, ordinarily for the aspect of that gym, when I realized that because I have a lot of activities to do over the weekends, so what I did was I have a friend. He just posted something on our status one day. It's an app that determines the number of steps you take in a day, and with that you burn some calories from your body. So I installed the app on my phone, and I set a minimum of 9,000 steps to take in a day. So because of that one now, I always monitor my steps on a daily basis to make sure that yes, I have to achieve that 9,000 steps. That's number one. Then number two, it will show you all the people that have enrolled on the app. So you're now monitoring the steps each person have taken. And I always want to today I want to be the person that has taken that number of steps per day. So that itself is a motivation for me. One, I'll make sure that I take at least 9,000 steps in a day. Then two, I have to make sure that I'm among the top persons that have taken that number of steps. So if I've achieved the 9, I will not rest. I will look at other people, the number of steps they have taken in that day. Then okay, no, I can see do more. And to at least I've been consistent with that one for the past 1 month. So if I'm not even going to gym, I think with this one I'll be able to look for a way to at least to assist myself. At least what? So not going to gym should not be a barrier for me. Like the other speaker said, you have to look for a way to make the thing simpler. It's not about finishing Atomic Habits at the end of the year, but at least reading a chapter at the end of the week. So that is one of those things I want to share with you this night.
Wow. Please, another virtual applause, resounding virtual applause for Shamsuddin. Please, let's keep it coming. Thank you very kindly. Thank you, Shamsuddin, for the brilliance of your response. I love stories. I love personal stories because we can all relate to it. And you remind me of someone who was struggling with Netflix. She found out that she couldn't do without logging onto that streaming platform to watch movies, catch up with the latest series. And what did she do? What did I advise her? I advised her using the law of least effort. I told her that password, when you log on the app now on your phone, you just click and everything. I just told her first and foremost, log out of that Netflix on your phone, and also on your TV, log out from it. That simple hack improved, would I say mitigated that bad habit in quotes that she wanted to prevent, or she wanted to improve upon, because she found out that anytime she had to log on, I want to watch Netflix, but the effort you need to put password, you have to remember the password, so that friction itself would serve as a discouragement. Now we can also translate it into savings culture. If you are someone who doesn't like saving, right? Why don't you adopt the automatic saving approach? Even some banks now even adopt it as a product, whereby you do the what do they call it now? There's a term they use for it, whereby they automate savings from your account. So at the end of the month, whether you like it or not, because you've automated that, you don't need to even say, okay, you set a goal for yourself. I want to be saving 50,000 per month or 20,000 naira per month for my in my salary. So you log on to your app. When salary comes, you do the transfer maybe to your savings account or something. So which one do you think will be more efficient if you automate that process such that maybe there's a standing instruction, you tell your bank whether come rain, come shine, deduct this amount of money on the 24th or 25th of the month. You see that is a part of least effort. You see that you don't need to, when you say you are logging, well, I need to save some money. When you automate it, right, you see that you are adopting that principle, the law of least effort, to ensure that you achieve your goal of savings, and you see that it yields tremendous results because our brain is used more to a part of least friction. I know I have within 20 to 25 minutes, and I'm also very conscious of time. But to just wrap it all up, right, in concluding this very insightful chapter, the law of least effort, I would like to end with this powerful quote that I jotted down. How can we design a world where it is easy to do what is right? You design your life so the actions that matter most are the actions easiest to do. If you look at Kaizen itself, Kaizen, is a Japanese philosophy which talks about improvement, like change. And from what I learned, I know that the Japanese designed their environment in a way that they tried to make things easier for themselves. So in a factory, right, when, okay, you say you want a very tidy factory, or you don't want you want to conserve the energy of your employees, you want to get results with the least amount of effort. So what they did was to design their work environment, and that is where the philosophy of Kaizen actually even came from. To design their, and that is what the West also adopted, to design their work environment in the sense that, okay, let's say you want to job, you preach a culture of a clean environment, but you put the dustbin. Okay, this is a simple analogy. You are in a office and there's this problem of employees always littering the office floor. Then you now find out that in that office, where the dustbin is at the entrance. It's just in one corner in the entrance. What will you think happened? And when you compare that kind of office to an office where, let's say, 2 steps, you have a dustbin basket strategically located such that when someone eats or wants to dump a refuse, he just drops it easily without having to walk down to the corner of the office to drop the waste bin. So as we wrap up, I want us to reflect on this in our personal life. Yes, we are naturally lazy. Yes, the human being is naturally lazy, and it is not a bad thing, right? It's just evolutionary. We like the easier action. So when we discover that, we need to walk in that line, because I can tell you, design beats discipline in the sense that if you design the environment, look at the analogy that Kazim gave. He decided to be putting his gym paraphernalia in his boot. So if he comes off from his car and opens his boot, he sees the gym. So there's no discouragement. He doesn't have to, like, okay, where do I get the gym clothes? Or he can just at the end of work, go to his boat, pick it up, or strategically locate it somewhere where he can easily pick it up. That way, he has reduced the friction to cultivate a good habit, and he has automated success in terms of the goals he wants to achieve for himself. So in closing, right, and I will leave the floor open for contributions because I also want to learn and also gain from insights. I would say that just like James Clear said, that we do not rise to the levels of our goals, we fall to the levels of our systems. So yes, motivation can make you set a big goal, but it is the system, the design you set for yourself that will make you, that part of least resistance that you set for yourself, that will make you achieve success and help you to continually improve in your path to greatness. Thank you for having me, and it's indeed an honor to review chapter 12 with you, and as I relinquish the spotlight for other comments and contribution of this very perspicacious chapter. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you very much for this wonderful session you've given us, Adewale. I mean, interestingly, you even made it interactive and took other people's opinions and suggestions. That was wonderful. Thank you so much for for all of that. It was nice having you here. And I mean, I felt like if that did not have our time is not 30 minutes, we just let you keep going on and on and on. And you would not believe that it is these 5 or 6 pages of this chapter that you are bringing out this lot of explanations and examples from. Thank you so much for that. Uh, this is 7:59. We usually end by 8. Usually we take questions or take suggestions from everybody, but Adewale has done that for us during his time. So, and I'm not seeing any hands up, so I think we can just say that we've had a wonderful session today. We would like to have you again, Adewale, and any other person that wants to review. Please just kind of reach out to the admins, just message me, message anybody, and we'll put you on the lineup for reviewing. Please keep reading. I mean, this chapter is beautiful. I had my own plans confusion that I was going to, talk, assuming Adewale has given me time. But yeah, I've already everything that I want to say, I've already said it. You understand? So it was nice to have you, and thank you all for coming. Kindly engage our social media, our Instagram, drop comments. If anything you read, whatever chapter we review, if you have your own suggestions or whatever, your own contributions, whatever examples that you enjoy during the chapter, drop us in the comment section. Let's just, interact and all of that. So thank you very much. And yeah, the link to the group is in the chat. You can get it from there, share with your loved ones and let them join Kaizen. Because I mean we're doing an amazing thing and we want everybody to benefit from it as much as possible. Plus there's game night at the end of the month. Free giveaway. All right, thank you very much and have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Thank you, Adewale. Thank you, Odun. Lukman.
A pleasure. Thank you very
Bye.
kindly. Thank you. Bye.